Welcome to the channel SkoposGaming. So this video will be one of those chill videos. I'll just be going through some of the highlights or significant events that happened in the last month of September 2020. So the best way to do it is, of course, going by chronology. First week of September, the 2nd to the 9th, we had Blackest Night Superman as the multiplayer reward and Earth 2 Solomon Grundy as the challenge character. What was significant? Well, I finished in first place for the multiplayer season at around 8.5 million points. So that was pretty cool. It was also my first time actually adding Blackest Night Superman to my collection. Now, the second week of September from the 9th to the 16th, the multiplayer season reward was Cloak of Destiny. Now, as many of you already know or have noticed, I usually go for the top spot during multiplayer character seasons. I usually, just take it easy and finish in top 1% for gear seasons. But someone on Reddit pointed out at the beginning of the season that there was this hacker with a full Elite 10 level 16 medal team, which is obviously not supposed to even happen because the max for medal cards are only at Elite 7 level 50. So I was like, yeah, I was going to take a break, but we can't let these hackers run rampant on iOS. So I had to put him in his place. It had to be done. So I went for number 1 on the Cloak of Destiny season, and I kind of got bored of grinding. So that's the first time I ever gave myself a challenge to finish with exactly 8 million points. For those of you who were wondering, no, this wasn't coincidence. I had to calculate the exact number of points I get for different teams I use. I had to use weaker teams just so that the points would add up to a completely even number, and that's how I did it. So that was the multiplayer season, but another highlight of that week was the Batman vs Superman character bundle came out in the store. As I've already mentioned in my previous video, currently the only way to obtain Dawn of Justice Batman is through real money packs. There was a time where you could obtain him with power credits, but that pack hasn't been in circulation for a long time. So basically, I bought the Batman vs Superman character bundle. This is my very first time spending real money to buy a pack from the in-game store. Now, from that, I got 2 signature gears, which are the Batman's cowl and glasses, as well as a single copy of Dawn of Justice Batman and 1 copy of Dawn of Justice Superman. Now, I'm just gonna briefly go through these 2 gears and cards. The Batman's cowl, decent gear, grants some health, has a chance to disable enemy special on special 2 use, and specific for Batman cards, a 20 to 40% chance of stunning the enemy on tagging. So if you equip this gear on non-Batman characters, you only have 2 gear effects, and you would much rather equip this gear on a Batman card to take advantage of all 3 effects. But even so, the gear effect that's specific to Batman, even after you've completely evolved it, it's only a 40% chance of stunning on tagging. It's not a 100% chance. So I don't think this gear is super good. It's decent, but that's about it. Moving on to glasses. Now I think the glasses is superior to the Batman's cowl because first of all, power generation increase, I think it's more useful than just health increase. You'll be able to generate power faster, you'll be able to fire off specials faster. Number 2, when fully evolved, there's a 30% crit chance on special 1. You'll be able to deal more damage on the enemy. And specific to Superman cards, when fully evolved, there's a 100% chance of disabling enemy specials when you use a special 1. So if you equip this gear on a Superman card, and you use a special 1, the 2 gear effects are used simultaneously. And that's good because you're able to maximize the use of the gear with just 1 special. This gear goes pretty well on Dawn of Justice Superman because his passive is about shattering gears, and it will be preferred to use his special 1 rather than his special 2 to have a higher chance of shattering enemy gear. So for a special 1 build on Dawn of Justice Superman, I would equip Clark Kent's glasses, the League of Assassins Adept Knives, and the LexCorp Gauntlet V2. So all these have a focus on special 1 and all have synergistic effects. For example, Clark Kent's glasses and League of Assassins Knives both grant a total of 48% power generation, League of Assassin's Knives also increases special 1 damage by 40%, grants the special 1 area effect damage, and the Lexport Gauntlets also grants a 40% crit chance on special 1 and a chance to heal on special 1 as well. So these 3 gears work very synergistically and would go well on Dawn of Justice Superman. And I've actually tried this. It's pretty fun to use. Now another Superman card that could use Clark Kent's glass as well is Man of Steel Superman, because his passive revolves around using his specials, and special 1 is preferred over special 2 because the more specials he uses, the higher chance of triggering his passive and basically using a special for free without any consumption of power. So Man of Steel Superman is another Superman card that could greatly benefit from Clark Kent's glasses. Now let's move on to the cards. First, you get Dawn of Justice Batman. Now, he is desirable purely because of his rarity. That's about it. I mean, he has higher than average stats for sure, and a pretty cool passive, evasion. But when it comes to passives, I would rather have a passive that boosts damage, that gives an offensive edge, rather than a defensive passive. So his passive is chance of evading special attacks and also being able to stun the enemy after evasion if the enemy doesn't block. If the enemy blocks, the stun doesn't happen. I'm about efficiency. I'm about finishing matches quicker, dishing out high amounts of damage to quickly finish the match, to be able to grind faster. That's just me. So like I said, I would prefer a passive that grants an offensive edge. So in the same vein, another example I can think of now is Blackest Night, The Flash. I mean, he is an amazing card. Don't get me wrong, okay? He is pretty much almost broken. People have questioned, the balance in his passive, right? He not only does not take damage from DOT, he can heal from DOT and generate power at the same time. And also, he can evade basic damage, which is a defensive capability again. And he resurrects to full health whenever a resurrection occurs. So basically, his passive is super OP, but they're all based on defense. Now, if we talk about Earth 2 Flash, for example, his passive is a lot more offensive. It's a lot more focused on the offense, right? He has a chance of stunning the enemy on tagging and deals critical damage against stunned enemies, and also able to slow down the enemy's movements with dilation of time. So when you slow down the opponent, you have a much higher chance of landing an attack on the opponent. And critical damage is amazing, obviously, against stunned enemies. So if you made a poll and asked people, which Flash is the best, a lot of people would say obviously Blackest Night, the Flash, and I don't blame them. I mean, he is an amazing card. But when it comes down to personal preference, I would rather go for an offensive edge than a defensive edge, because on defense, you're just prolonging the match. You're being annoying. Same like Dawn of Justice Batman, you're being annoying. You are dodging specials, you're dodging basic attacks, and you're just prolonging the match and making it more difficult for the enemy to beat you. But you're not making the matches go quicker. So personally, I would go for Earth 2 Flash for my multiplayer grinding rather than Blackest Night Flash. So sorry about that. I realized I went on a ramble when I was actually just talking about Dawn of Justice Batman's passive. But yeah, basically not a big fan of him. Just glad to have him purely for his rarity and for completion of collection's sake. Now let's move on to Dawn of Justice Superman. He is a way more common card to obtain. You can obtain him from the Nth Metal pack or 200 pack. Drops fairly frequently. His passive only really shines or is useful in the top tier high bracket matches where your opponents are fully loaded on gears, max gear scores of 450. That's where his passive is really useful. At low tier matches where your bronze enemies hardly have any or don't even have gears, then Dawn of Justice Superman practically doesn't have a passive either, because if there is no gear on the enemy to shatter, then your passive is useless. So low bracket matches, Dawn of Justice Superman hardly leaves any impact, but top tier matches, he's able to shatter all the gears on that one opponent for 60 seconds. In contrast to the Claw of Horus, you can only shatter one gear at a time. Same for Earth 2 Solomon Grundy's Gear Decay. you can only decay one gear at a time, whereas Dawn of Justice Superman, if you're able to land an unblocked special, you're able to shatter all 3 of the enemy gears. And it is really useful to take out decked out enemies with the Astral Harness or the full 4th world set, for example. One shatter from Dawn of Justice Superman and all their invulnerability, all their resurrections are rendered non-existent. So question, do I regret buying the Batman vs Superman character bundle? Well, no. First of all, Dawn of Justice Batman, there's no other way of getting him other than paying real money. Same thing with glasses, or if evolved Clark Kent's glasses. Currently, there is no other way of getting that gear other than through real money. So both Clark Kent's glasses and Dawn of Justice Batman are locked behind a paywall. And even then, when you could buy Dawn of Justice Batman with par credits, it was only a 2% chance of getting him. So it's not guaranteed when you bought the credit pack to get Dawn of Justice Batman. In this case, you get what you pay for. Same thing with the gears, the Batman's cowl as well as Clark Kent's glasses. Previously, when you could get them in a Dawn of Justice locker that you paid with par credits, it was only a chance of getting those gears. It's not a 100% chance. So people would dump par credits into buying those gear lockers, and some, didn't even get a single one after purchasing like 20 or 30 packs. So in this case, you get what you pay for. I paid $20 US. It is a sure deal in whatever currency you're paying with. If you paid that amount of money, you will 100% get Dawn of Justice Batman, Dawn of Justice Superman, Batman's hooded cloak, and glasses. That's a sure thing. Secondly, I think that by buying the packs with real money, we are supporting the developers for creating such a great and timeless game. They basically made this game for all of us to play for free, but they have put in so much of resources and effort and time in creating and developing this game. So this is just one way of us kind of giving back to the developers and saying good job. And I didn't have Batman's cowl either, so I don't regret it at all because I got 3 items that I did not have in my collection. Dawn of Justice Batman, glasses, and Batman's hooded cloak, 2 of which are locked behind a paywall. So I think it was a good deal for me. And then the 3rd week of September, from the 16th all the way to the 23rd, the MP season was Blackest Night The Flash, very competitive season. On iOS, to be top 1%, you had to have over 2.1 million battle rating. That is insane. Like, Blackest Night Flash is arguably the most competitive MP reward in the game. I might be wrong here, but that's what it seems like. So anyway, I did the same thing with that season, went for number 1, gave myself the challenge to get clean 10 million points, which I did, and it was fun. For those of you who are wondering, if there's like any Easter eggs for hitting a clean 10 million points, well, safe to say, no. I did not receive any extra rewards. There wasn't any message popping up to say, I got an achievement for getting a clean 10 million points. I did not have any additional icons or badges, so it's just something I did for fun. So that's pretty much the highlights of September 2020. 3 multiplayer season wins in a row, as well as purchasing the Batman vs Superman character bundle. Now about the character bundle, it's by no means a complete review of the 2 signature gears as well as Dawn of Justice Batman, Dawn of Justice Superman. In fact, go ahead and share or add to whatever I've said in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.